that I have no limit, that I can choose. As I mentioned, my mom gave me the choice. So actually then it came in my mind, so this is now my choice. So, and it was, I know it was quite strange because my heart, this feeling of my heart, I can't explain it. I have written it in a blog as well. It was like shouting to you, this is for you. It was hurting. I can't describe this feeling. It was so awkward. And I thought, okay, something's wrong. I need to be a Muslim. And somehow you feel, I don't know why, but with the headscarf, I felt different somehow myself, like I developed an inner shield. The respect, I got suddenly respect from men, which I didn't had before. If they saw you with headscarf, it's okay, it's a lady, she believed. They are heart-touching. The situations, alhamdulillah, thanks God, you have them sometimes. They all of a sudden you are praying and you start crying, and because you love God so much and you are so happy to be here. It's undescribable, this feeling, and the best feeling you ever can have if you're just sitting there, especially in the morning hours or in the night of Ramadan, and you just talk to your creator, your Lord. It's the one who created you, it's the one who gave you the permission to be here.
I'm incredibly excited to welcome today's guest, Lara Jennings. Lara is a German-British revert who reverted to Islam 11 years ago in 2009. With experience working and studying in fields of social work, politics, marketing, psychology, and sociology, Lara is a proficient entrepreneur, having most notably founded and launched her own revolutionary initiative called My Moon, an on-demand Arabic tajweed and Islamic studies platform. In her leisure time, Lara enjoys running, boxing, singing, volunteering, traveling, and much more. She is passionate about social justice, which she cites as the main driving force behind her initiative, My Moon. A big welcome to you, Lara. How are you doing today?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. Really, thank you. It's such an honor to be with you here today.
It's such a pleasure to have you. So I want to pass the baton on to you, so to speak, Lara. If you could jump right in and describe to the viewers what you believe to be the start of your journey, as we don't want to skip over many of the rich details in your story as possible. Perhaps a little bit about your childhood or growing up, and we can take it from there, God willing.
Yes, definitely. Myself has been raised up in a family which is very open-minded. We didn't believe at all in God, so we are all atheists in my family, and it was quite something ridiculous if somebody believed in God. So that ridiculous that we are joking about people who actually believes in God. So yes, it never came in my mind religion would be something for me. The good thing, thanks God, my mom gave me somehow the option. She said she did, so I was not a Christian. So she said to me, I asked her why I'm not Catholic or evangelic. And she said to me, right, I want to give you the choice. Maybe one day you want to do something, you want to choose yourself. So I had always that in my mind. Maybe one day I'm going to look into it. So church was nothing very interesting for me. It was more scaring, honestly. Through my childhood, I remember I was living in a very Catholic region, and the people, they required to specific dates to turn up to the church. The church was dark and cold, and it was, honestly, I felt so uncomfortable there, always. So again, Christianity was nothing which would be an option, and didn't make sense for me at all. So, but yeah, I mean, again, we had a lot of possibilities in my life. So I tried a lot of things very, very young, and alhamdulillah, and then and as my mum, she went through two divorces, so it was a tough time. Honestly, my childhood was not an easy one. So, and I experienced a lot of freedom. I would say a lot of freedom. So I used it as well. I went out like very early age to parties, meeting up people, and it was somehow I tried to use all my limits. I tried to reach the limits, but there were no limits. So it was a bit somehow overwhelming to have so much freedom. So when I was about 20, I was somehow bored of life. It sounds strange to say that, because with 20, I asked myself, so Lara, so you want to go every weekend to go party, meeting up with people and get drunk? And that's what you want to do till you're 40? Can you? So I thought myself, can I imagine myself with 40 in the same position? And so I asked myself, there should be something else. So then I decided to travel, and also decided to start study philosophy and sociology to find somehow my way for my future. And that's how somehow my journey would started. So due to my travel before my study at uni, so I had a chance to. It was the first time in my life really in an Islamic country, and it was quite overwhelming. Alhamdulillah, because thanks God, because you as a child, or in Germany especially, you just see Islam as something strange. It's something foreign. It's something nothing you would consider. Islam is just for Turkish people. I remember I had a friend. She was one of my best friends, actually. She in primary school, she was Turkish, and her mom, she was wearing hijab, headscarf. And I remember I have seen her once praying in the room. But they were so nice. I remember they were so kind. But that was the only touch point somehow to Islam. So Islam was something strange, something weird, something you just see in social media. It's not social media, media. It was just something women get oppressed and men are very unfriendly and not nice. And so never honestly. So unfortunately, I also had no friends, no Islamic friends. A part of my primary friend at primary school, my friend. And then I had no friends at all. And I again, if you get taught also in school about Islam is always Oriental. It's just Oriental. It's just for Arabs. It's just something.
That's very true. Yes, yeah. It gives the impression that you have to be born into Islam.
Yeah, absolutely. So I never came in my mind that I could actually become a Muslim. Really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was really never came in my mind. So yeah, and then and then when I came to Morocco, I was really surprised about the people. Again, how friendly they are. The hospitality. They just invited you to come to your house. They never met you before, and they give you the best food they can have. And it was really touching to be there and to see how important family is, and as well that you can be crazy however you are, but God is above everything. So that was a very, very special moment, because I would say like in the hippie groups around. So I love Morocco is quite famous to be in this hippie scene groups.
Yeah, hippie tourist destination.
Yes, absolutely. So I've been there, also traveling with some people around, backpacking. And I remember this one day, I experienced already so many nice things. This is a fabulous country, honestly. And then one day I was sitting there in the park. We were singing, we were playing guitar in a group, like really like in a movie. And and then suddenly the adhan, so the call of prayer started. And that was a really special moment, because all of a sudden they stopped playing the guitar, stopped singing, people standing up went somewhere. I was thinking, where are they going? And then somebody told me, yeah, they do the ablution, so they wash themselves to make them ready for the prayer. And other just in the middle of the park on the grass started praying. And I was really surprised. I said, wow, because these guys, they were just crazy, their funky clothes, long hair, and then all of a sudden they're standing there in the grass and starting praying. I thought, wow. And
so you found that you could really relate to them initially?
Yes, and I thought, so it's not a problem to be somehow crazy, and you can still believe in God, because as I mentioned, in my family, for us are just stupid people believed in God. So stupid or very conservative people, and that's what we actually don't want to be. That's what my family always. We are open-minded. We are not close-minded. We're not conservative. We are free. That was somehow the mindset of my family. So Islam was not related with freedom, not related with open-mindedness, or something with craziness. So that was really shocking. In that moment, I thought, and I felt that that's for me. That's something for me. And then I talked to
just like that, because it's reminding me of when you mentioned that you felt insecure almost in there being no limit. There is no limit. There is no bound. There are no boundaries. During your 20s, sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that I don't know. The limits. That there were no limits, so that was a good thing for me. There was no limit, so that came in my mind, so I can be a Muslim as well. That was a good thing, that I have no limit, that I can choose. As I mentioned, my mom gave me the choice, so that's actually then it came in my mind, so this is now my choice. So, and it was I know it was quite strange, because my heart, this feeling of my heart, I can't explain it. I have written it in a blog as well. It was like shouting to you, this is for you. It was hurting. I can't describe this feeling. It was so awkward. And I thought, okay, something's wrong. I need to be a Muslim. So I converted to Islam without knowledge at all, just basic, very small things. Even I didn't know anything, if I'm very honest. And it just converted to Islam. And that was, it was a huge step, and it took me then a while, honestly, to get along with it, and to change some things. And I started to read a lot and to study a lot, asking people. But it was not easy. Definitely not. I can tell you, it was like, and then I came back to Germany. I was continuing traveling to Spain. Yeah, I remember. And I was somehow confused. So I'm a Muslim now. What am I supposed to do now? Again, I didn't know much. And then I came back to Germany, and I remember I don't know what I'm going to do now, because in my family and my culture there, where I used to live, it's famous for the wine region. So it was really normal to drink a lot of alcohol in a very young age. So I remember when I came back then there, and I was like, okay, so I have to stop now drinking. And this means that was really difficult, if I'm very honest with you. It was really, really difficult. And I couldn't stop in the very beginning, I tell you, very honest. And then I realized I've done somehow some tests, because then I think just 2 weeks later, they were like famous, the biggest wine festival in the world is in our place. And I remembered the first time I've been there, and without drinking at all. And it was actually quite interesting to see how stupid the people are if you're not drunk. Because then I thought, wow, do I want to be with the people around? Because I feel uncomfortable to stay with these people if they're drunk. So that was also my eyes open to a new world. And actually don't need to be drunk, and also to see how stupid people behave if they are drunk.
Were these struggles just internal, or did you face any backlash from the society around you or friends? Particularly with, not drinking alcohol doesn't generally go down well, or, just abstaining in general from the prohibitions.
Again, the beginning, I haven't told many people that I converted to Islam. It was still my own struggle with myself to define myself. Okay, I'm a Muslim now. So not many people recognized somehow. I try to avoid to go to parties. I try to avoid to drink alcohol. But it was my own process to figure out how I'm going to deal with. As I read more and more, I really felt in love in my religion. So I thought, okay, I need to slowly try to learn to adapt some new routines in my life. So I didn't wear hijab, so the headscarf in the very beginning. Even I thought about it, and I thought, no, if I want to wear a headscarf, I really need to be. I can answer all the questions if my friends or family are going to ask me anything, even if it's about the Prophet, about what is Islam, why you choose it. So I thought, okay, I make myself ready somehow privately. I was lucky because I just started at uni to study. So I was away and was studying in a different city. So I read crazily a lot of books, heavy books. And then it was difficult because I had no Muslim friends at the beginning. So I just found by myself some books. I didn't went to the mosque in the beginning. So it was really tough the first year, if I'm very honest. It was you have two different lives. And also the friends, then friends call me and say, Lara, come to a party. So what I'm going to say, it was like, okay, yes, actually, I want to go. And then sometimes, I went there and I feel uncomfortable because it's not it was not me anymore, because I realized it's not me anymore. But somehow you don't want to lose your friends. But I read more and more and more. So I got stronger in my belief, and also stronger in that to say no. To say no to invitations, to say no to alcohol. And then finally, after I think nearly a year, luckily I was reading a lot, I was studying a lot privately again. And then at uni, there was a course called Philosophy and Islam. So I went to this class. I loved it. And I was observing two ladies with a headscarf, mashallah. So it was beautiful to see these two ladies, because they were so knowledgeable about it. And they asked very challenging question, the professor. And I was, wow, they know a lot. So somehow then in the beginning, I was shy to reach out to them. But I think at the second class, I went to them and I said to them, Assalamu alaikum, peace upon you. And I said, actually, I'm also a Muslim, and I would love to have some, get connected with you. And they were so happy that I reached out to them. I said, you know what? We have a meeting right now today where we just talking about Islam. And I thought, wow, and it was my, I found somehow my community, my family and my friends. With that, it helps me massively to understand my religion more, to get support from someone who is like-minded. I could ask everything. I had many questions, so I could ask them. And they were also understandable, because I remember one day I told them, oh, look, it happened to me again. I was drinking alcohol. And they were not judging me. And I said, that happens. And take your time. Don't put yourself too much pressure. Islam came slowly. And
right. It came over 40 years, and suddenly we're expected by others sometimes to convert instantly and accept 40 years of revelation in 1 week.
Yeah. Wow, mashallah. That's so true. And this ladies, they helped me a lot to finally somehow to be certain in some things, and also again I could ask my questions. I meet up some people. The problem was I think the biggest issue was with my family. I was very shy to speak with them about it at all. And even I was hiding myself if I was praying at home when I was visiting my mom. Even I was really, honestly, it was really ridiculous. I was, at the very beginning, I was even praying in the bathroom because it was the only room where I could lock the room and like nobody can enter. So it was really tough because I felt shame to show them that I'm a Muslim because I am not sure how they would react. Again, as I mentioned, Islam and religion, something just for stupid people.
It was ridiculed, yeah.
Yeah, and that was really difficult. And as well, I remember once I told my mum, because I think I had this call of prayer, like an app on my phone, and suddenly it went off. And then I need to explain somehow, and then I tried to say, just tell a story. I remember I just told a story there, and then I told my mum, I think after 6 months, and she just answered, okay. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
That was not the answer I would expect.
But these things take time.
Yeah, that's true. That takes time. But yeah, the most interesting thing was because I am very close with my grandparents. Unfortunately, my grandma already passed away. But my grandparents, because I used to live with them as well. Sometimes if I come back from uni at the weekend, my grandparents, they found out very quickly that I was a Muslim because I was talking a lot somehow about it because my grandfather especially and myself, we are quite political. So we love to discuss about things and we watch the news, and then we watched something about terrorism again in Islam. And then I explained, you know what, actually it's not this and this and this. So I explained him about Islam and he was quite surprised about it, what I was telling him. And sometimes I remember once I said, you know, in Islam exists as well that paradise in heaven and hell. And he was surprised that, really? Does it exist as well in Islam? I said, yes, it's quite similar to Christianity. And I remember one summer, it was 1 year after I reverted to Islam, we sitting in the garden and he looked at me and said to me, Lara, did you become a Muslim? I said, yes. Yes, I became a Muslim. And he was like, oh, really? He was not negative surprised about it somehow.
Wow.
And that was
amazing.
That was touching because he realized it. But again, then the next step was that after 2 years, I become strong enough, and I thought I had enough knowledge to be ready now to wear my headscarf. Like you have somehow the beginning. You are again. You think, okay, if I cover myself, I will be a visible Muslim. That's a huge step. So then. But at some point, I didn't want to go out with a headscarf anymore. I didn't. It was like, again, like a call from your heart. You can't go, and I don't want to go anymore. It's my love to God was so strong that I said, okay, I have to wear it, and I'm going to wear it because I want to wear it. And that was a huge step, and that changed a lot, because I think in the beginning my parents and my family, they thought maybe it's just a phase.
Yeah.
Because I was very young that time, and I've been through a couple other phases when I was younger, like the punk phase and the hippie phase, and then the left wing phase where I was quite radical. But I've been through funny phases in my life, but they thought, okay, Islam is now just another phase. But then with the step that I put on hijab, was a sign, okay, it's not a phase anymore, it's something serious now.
Could you detail some of, after you put on the headscarf, could you detail some of the ways perhaps your mannerisms changed? Did you notice anything like that? Or was it already there from the studying you've been doing previously?
It is, this is also a difficult feeling. I felt so relieved.
Wow.
And happy, and because I had very bad experiences as well if I didn't wear hijab, from men as well. Very strange approach, very inappropriate. Tried to flirt with you. I had honestly also abusive behavior from men in a train. That was not nice at all. And somehow you feel, I don't know why, but with the headscarf, I felt different somehow myself, like I developed an inner shield. So I can't explain it to you. It's so difficult because the respect, I got suddenly respect from men, which I didn't had before. So if they saw you with headscarf, it's okay. It's a lady, she believe. It's like a nun, you know, in Germany, we are quite respect people who are nuns. They're covering themselves, and we highly respect them. Yes. So if a lady wears headscarf somehow, I felt suddenly all of a sudden as well, oh, she's religious. Oh, you need to treat her well. She's a good girl somehow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's a difficult thing to live by in a society that's, you know, uncovered. I think I understand what you mean about giving respect to somebody who chooses to cover themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that was somehow for myself, it was a positive development. On the other side, you are visible now, so you need to be. Sometimes you had to explain yourself in some ridiculous ways, and I thought, okay. And the most thing I recognized once I put my headscarf on, I was suddenly all of a sudden not German anymore.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Yeah.
That was.
Talk me through that, please.
That was super strange as well, and also suddenly I'm not intelligent anymore. I can't.
Oh, no, wait, rewind. Talk me through that, please.
That really, it was. Yeah, I just came in my mind. I remember I wearing a headscarf, and then you talk to someone. I told you I'm a quite political person. I like to discuss and I like to speak.
I see. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, wow, you're speaking very well German." I said, "Okay, yes, great, yes, because I'm German." Oh yeah, yes, of course. But where are your parents coming from? I said.
Where are you really from?
Yeah. And I said, okay. I explained them even in detail. They still didn't believe you. That was so awkward. And as well, in terms of employment, it massively decreased my chance to get a good job. It was horrible. It was really horrible. All of a sudden, I was just a cleaner. A cleaner. That's the way they treat you, because you're just a Turkish lady or maybe an immigrant for a refugee, and so you have no qualification. You can't speak. And that was really strange to experience that and to see how that actually it's changed, because again they respect you somehow because you're religious. On the other side, they don't respect you because again religion is something stupid. Just stupid people wear headscarf, especially women, because now I'm an oppressed, unintelligent woman.
You don't just believe in God, but you're also oppressed by men. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I felt. So that's the reason I decided at that time as well, later on, that I have to be visible in public to show look, no, we are not invisible, first of all, and secondly, we are intelligent as well, and we can speak, and we have our own opinion as well, to say something in our system where we're living. We want to be part of society, because that's their perception. Muslim, they don't want to be part of society. So that's the reason I decided to be in this advisory council for immigration and integration, to show, yes, we are there and we have something to say. Yeah,
it's your society. It is your society. I think it's important advice to people who are converting and thinking about converting. Don't lose your culture. You are German. That's why it struck me so much that suddenly you were not German anymore. I mean, did you feel that internally as well?
No, I mean, no, that was exactly how I felt. I felt so, especially, I'm very honest with you. Also through my journey, I had several phases as a Muslim. In the beginning, I didn't wear headscarf. Then I wore headscarf, and then I lived in Morocco. And so I thought, okay, I want to be somehow, that time I was in my super Muslim phase, I call it.
Super Muslim, yeah.
And so I want to do everything. I want to wear like a khima. Khima means like a very long dress.
Yes.
I covered my face that time for 2 years in Morocco, because I thought, okay, I want to do everything right. I want to try it, because I was living in an Islamic country. I thought, okay, nobody would say anything if I wear niqab. So I tried this as well. But when I went back then to Germany, I experienced, if you, for example, you wear black long dresses, people look at you strange. You don't feel integrated. And I like to wear it, but honestly, on the other side, I'm a person who love to play around with colors. I love to play around with my fashion somehow. I was thinking to be a designer when I was young. So then I decided to myself, you know what? I actually I don't mind. So I somehow designed and created my own style, Western covered style, and people really liked it and appreciated that. That was also a way to say, look, I'm integrated. I'm a Western lady, but I'm a Muslim. So I can be wearing modest and covered, but I still wearing somehow my style, because I'm German. I like to wear colorful things. I like to,
being Muslim without compromising your values. It's very valid. So I'm glad.
That it is in the beginning. Again, it's not easy, because you get a lot of impression from some Muslim. They're telling you, oh, you need to change your name. Oh, you need to do this. No, actually, it's not. You don't need to change your name. If your name has not a bad meaning, you should change your name. That was a very, very, very vulnerable point for me, because honestly, I really like my name. And somebody told me, oh, yeah, better. So my name was temporary Layla. And then I'd always feel, okay, it's not me. It's a nice name, but it's not me. It's Lara. It's my name. So... And then luckily in Morocco, they said to me, you know what? You don't need to change your name. Your name has a beautiful meaning. Just leave it. And so, I was really happy. Remember that time that actually I can keep my name. So I'm very proud of my name. And I tell people, still there are some, unfortunately, some close-minded people out there. They're telling you, you need to change your name. You're Muslim now. So no. My name has an absolutely beautiful meaning, so I don't need to change it. And even Lara exists in Arabic as well, the Arabic language. So that's so for people who are really interested to convert, don't get people telling you, oh, you need to change your name. No, be yourself. If you feel more comfortable to change your name, you do that. If you still love your name and you think, okay, it's nothing, there's no bad meaning, keep it. So that's really important. I really want to mention, because I remember I was not happy with that when I changed the temporary, but I thought, okay, I have to do it.
And it doesn't stick. If you don't like it personally and it's not you, it just doesn't stick. Do you know sometimes a name won't take? Is that what you found? Like, you tried, did people call you Layla? And did it feel natural to you? Or just sometimes it just doesn't take?
It
And
doesn't
everybody keeps
matter.
telling you, no, you're Lara. I
Yeah.
don't know if you experienced that as well. I just had one more question finally about any significant or notable spiritual experiences with God along your journey?
Okay. Do you mean special situations I remember?
Yeah. Just one-on-one between you and
One-on-one.
Allah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I mean, I think first of my first Ramadan. So Ramadan is the holy month in Islam, a very special month where we have to fast for a month, and you do special prayer in the night. And that I think I think it was probably the second Ramadan. The first was not. That was a difficult time because I still was struggling to find my identity. As sometimes I think I was sometimes fasting, sometimes not, and I was alone. That was difficult. Again, it's really important to have somebody around you to support you, to be also maybe going maybe to the mosque. And that second Ramadan, I think, was second Ramadan. That was the best Ramadan in my life. Actually, the first day of Ramadan, I decided to wear the headscarf. The first night of Ramadan, so I went to the mosque to pray the special prayer during Ramadan in the night. And so I decided to leave it on at that day. So because I felt ready and I thought, okay, this is now my time. And this Ramadan was I prayed the morning prayers, the early morning. I've been there with people around me, do the iftar, the fast, break your fast together, and that was very special. And then obviously the prayer in the night of Ramadan, they are heart touching. The situations alhamdulillah, thanks God, you have them sometimes. They all of a sudden you are praying and you start crying, and because you love God so much and you are so happy to be here. I'm sorry, I get my tears now because if I think about it, it's undescribable, this feeling, and the best feeling you ever can have if you're just sitting there, especially in the morning hours or in the night of Ramadan, and you just talk to your creator, your Lord. It's the one who created you, it's the one who gave you the permission to be here, this is a very special situation, just sitting there and praying and asking and telling him everything. You can tell him everything. He's the one, he's listening always. He's the one, he's always with you. He's the one he's the loving one, he's the forgiving one. And to actually know that and have this awareness, which you don't have all the time. I mean, we're busy, have our lives. Sometimes you just pray quickly, that's normal. Sometimes that happens. But if you have these moments, the awareness where you are, and you know he is now listening, he is now next to you, and you can talk to him, and you know what you do give you in God willing, give you the permission to enter paradise and be with him and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is something very, very special and indescribable right now.
Indescribable. I understand it is totally indescribable. It's a beautiful phenomena that billions of Muslims have, and I think it's so amazing that the way we can all connect in that simplistic way, and there's no barrier between us and our creator, is very beautiful, mashallah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Would you like to is it okay to give a link to My Moon in the show notes?
Yes, that would be great.
And the short explainer video, it is an amazing initiative, mashallah. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, Lara. May Allah bless your journey. Ameen. Yeah, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I think I spoke a lot.
You did a great job. You did a very great job. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The peace and blessings of Allah be upon you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much.